Hi, good morning.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. I'm not sure if the lighting is pretty well here. Unfortunately, we have this situation where even at 8 it's still dark,
Oh, wow. Okay.
A better spot, yeah.
Oh, no
Is
problem.
the lighting better here now for recording?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about the delay. I've got Wi-Fi issues. The wind has been pumping the whole night here in Cape Town. And now my Wi-Fi is all weird. So
Oh, see.
it's cool. So how long have you been in Geneva? Are you in Geneva itself?
This is actually my first month. Well, I got here on the 29th of September, so because I had to start on the 1st of October, so
Okay.
this is like my...
Has it been quite a shock to the system? Change of culture, change of climate?
No, actually, I think the weather in Geneva is a little bit like it was in South Africa. Plus, I was put in Germany, like, so
Okay.
it's more or less in weather, yeah. So
yes.
the only shocking part about everything is, you know, the cost of living and all this, and so
I can imagine. So congratulations on your appointment. And can you tell me a bit more about the work that you're doing? Lots of acronyms thrown at me. So just briefly explain what it means to be junior counsel and the kind of work that you'll be doing going forward.
Great. So thank you very much. Well, basically, the ACWL stands for the Advisory Center on World Trade Law, on WTO Law, that is.
Okay.
Yes. In French, they'll say, well, I'm sure that's not really important, but that's the Centre Consultatif sur la Législation OMC, something like that. Yeah. Oh, wow. My French is not, yeah. But yeah, basically, so what ACWL does is that it actually serves, you know, three purposes, right? So number one, we help in dispute settlement for developing in LDC countries on WTO matters. Yeah, so if they have disputes and, you know, they're in need of counsel, so they can actually, you know, seek our counsel, and we can help them in the process. That's number one, and that's actually one of the most important jobs that we do, because as a matter of fact, quite a very good number of the cases at the WTO, whether at the appellate level or whether at the panel level, you know, involving developing countries, LDC countries, has actually been handled, you know, by us, or at least we've had some work to do with it for the past 20 years. Okay. And then the second thing that we do is that we provide legal opinion to LDC countries or developing countries. That is, for example, you know, maybe if there's a ministerial conference coming up, you know, or if there's any kind of, you know, trade round negotiations coming up under the auspices of the WTO, yes, and maybe if there's something that an LDC country or a developing country wants to bring forth on the, you know, at the meeting, so they can actually seek a legal opinion from us to, you know, to determine, you know, how far they can go in that negotiation, or whether at all, you know, it's something that's going to be, you know, possible to be negotiated. Or if, for example, an LDC country wants to adopt a certain measure in their country, and, you know, they want to be sure that it is actually WTO consistent, so they can actually seek a legal opinion from, you know, the legal opinion from us. Or if an LDC country wants to challenge, you know, another country's, you know, measures, you know, and they want to first of all be sure as to whether they have any kind of legal standing, so they can actually seek legal opinion from us. So that's the second work we do. And then the third work we do is that we actually provide, how do you call it, technical training for LDC and developing countries as well. So basically how that runs is that we kind of like run a more or less like a yearly program that, I mean, we just started this one last week. We do it every Thursday, actually. So today we're going to be having one. So we do it for the, you know, delegates of all LDC countries and developing countries within Geneva. Like, you know, when the countries send their mission, you know, when they send their article, their delegates to Geneva. So we kind of like provide a training program for them on WTO law throughout the year, you know, covered several aspects of the WTO law, from, you know, get the guides to the guides, you know, to the trips and all this. And so basically that's what we do, the three things. One, training services. 2, we provide counsels in dispute settlement. 3, we provide legal opinion, to developing and LDC countries.
Okay, wow. And then I wanted to ask you, how did your time at UWC prepare you for this role? You talked in your email that just about, I think it sounds as if UWC gave you that solid grounding you needed.
It actually did. And I must admit, pretty much it was one of the reasons why I actually, decided to go to UWC, because as a matter of fact, I had actually applied for a previous similar role in 2018 or 2019. Yeah. So, well, that was at the WTO itself, and that was with the legal department. So I had applied for a certain role, and then I realized that I had some sort of deficiency in terms of my overall understanding of trade law and all this. And so I was looking for that program that could fill that void, that could actually give me that preparation. And then someone recommended the UWC program to me, and fortunately I applied. In fact, it was actually a little bit funny, because I actually applied for the UWC program at a time when the application window was already closed.
Sure.
Yes, because the application runs from, I think, sometimes in February or so till July. Yes, so I did apply for UWC in September. That was like 2 months after the application window was closed. So yes, I wrote the admission committee. I'm like, hello, I'm still interested in this program. I understand your application window is closed, but is there any way that you could at least take a look at my CV? I'm very sure I have what it takes to actually be a great candidate for your program. And actually, yes, Prof. Ricky, yes, so she responded, yes, and she's like, okay, we understand that you definitely understand that we normally don't consider applications at this time, but please do feel free to send in your application. And then I did. It was very fast. She's very effective with communication. So it was the same day, like we had this exchange of communication. I just sent in my CV, and it took like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, and she was like, okay, interestingly, what we can do at this point is that your CV is really very, very, very convenient for our program, and your academic credentials are also something that we would normally give the chance to. But unfortunately, at this point, we do not have a space for scholarship, because the program basically funded. It's more or less like almost everybody who gets on the program is receives a scholarship, right? But like I said, because it was after the application window, and so there was no scholarship. So she's like, what we can do for you is that we can offer you the admission, but on the condition that you will be responsible for your own, tuition and everything. And for me, I feel like it was a great opportunity, although it was going to be very financially challenging for me. But I really wanted this because I heard so much about the UWC program, and how much has been very helpful to many countries. So anyway, I took up the challenge, and then I processed everything like a month or two, and then I was in South Africa, and we had a really, really wonderful time in the program, with Dr. Edwini Casey, with Dr. Edward Kwakwa at the WIPO. Dr. Edwini Casey is actually with the WTO. He's the director of trading, in all trades, yes, and Dr. how do you call it, man? Kenneth Mwenda and Kolofilo Koglo, who's also from South Africa. And as a matter of fact, I actually saw that her name is indicated as one of the arbitrators on, I think, the SADC European, some kind of agreement. Like I was just looking at it yesterday. Yes. So anyway, so we had a very good time at the program, especially the face-to-face learning. I think that was really, really wonderful. It was a very good experience for me. And when you get to meet the person face to face, like whether it's students, whether it's the professors, like I think there's a way different feeling about this. Like it prepares you, for me, I think it prepares in a way, totally different way compared to if you have to do it virtually. Yeah. So we did it a couple of months of face to face until unfortunately COVID was there, and we had to go back online. We had to go online, which we did. Like I said, although I would always prefer the, physical learning. I think for me it was more conducive. but yeah, that was it. And so when the opportunity rose again, when I kept searching, for job placements and stuff at the WTO, at the ACWL, and similar organizations, and then I saw this opportunity. I'm like, okay, maybe this is my time now. So I did apply, and during the interview, actually, when I mentioned that I was from the UW, it's like, like I think I received great comments from the interview panels, and I must admit this. One of the panel, the senior interviewers, actually, she mentioned that she knows so well about the program, and she's heard a lot about the program, and so yes, I think that also helped a lot, and the interview went well, and after all those very nice comments about the UWC program, and more or less they were trying to compare it with a program like the MILE. I don't know if you know about the MILE in Switzerland. Like, so the MILE is like one of the very, very top programs in trade law.
Okay.
On the level, yes. Sometimes it's even ranked more than, like, almost, it's one of the best. Like, most of the people who work at the WTO, for example, whether in the legal department or whether in whatever, kind of something that has to do with economics or law, most of them are actually from the MILE program, so
it really is that sort of pinnacle.
Yes, like, so most of the professors there, they are also like directors at the MILE, or they were people who sat on the appellate body before, so it's actually really, so anyway, in her view, or at least in the view of the people on the panel, the interview panel, they kind of try to, draw that, comparison. But I think it was really, really wonderful boost in the entire process. And then finally we had to write, we have to do a written exam, and we did that, and fortunately I was selected. So
that's fantastic.
I think it was really, really wonderful.
Sure. UWC is incredibly proud of you. So we're thrilled that we have the opportunity to share the word of your amazing success. It's awesome. And what next? What is your long-term plan? I mean, obviously, this has been a dream to get to WTO.
Yes, that is the dream. Like, I see myself in the next couple of years, 5 years. Like, I want to grow in the field. I want to make sure that I can, well, I'm not going to say I can carry out the name of UWC, because, like I explained, I can already see that UWC has its own name, but at least I believe I can add something to it. And personally, myself in the next 5 to 10 years, like, just excelling in my career, and being mentioned as one of the, the legal experts when it comes to trade law and all those things. So for me, it's not something that just started overnight. As I explained, like, it's something that I really wanted since 2018. I think that was the first time I started attempting for editing trade law. Yeah, so I really see myself having a very long career in the field, whether it be at the WTO itself, or whether it be at the ACWL or any such, institution that is working closely with the WTO.
Yes. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I just want to ask you, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Liberia.
From Liberia?
And I also mentioned that I was the first, yes, I was the first candidate ever from Liberia to attend the program at the UWC. I must mention that also. Yes.
Okay. That's one. Thank you so much. I mean, that's answered all my questions. I'm just going to do a brief write-up. Can I send it to you just to check for me that I've got all the information correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And you don't mind that we've recorded? I know Klein wants to use it on the.
No, that's fine. And I guess that's why I actually try to use a better position for writing.
I'm just double checking. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so very much.
Sorry for messing you around last week, but at least we got it.
No, that's fine. Actually, it was just a misjudgment. Like I said, I thought, maybe South Africa was still 1 hour behind, because we are behind. So yeah, I had it.
Don't feel bad. I had to check my phone as well. I had to check the clock. I was like, I don't know what Geneva's time is. So cool. Thank you so much. And I'll chat to you again on email.
Thank you very much, Anél.
Okay, you take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. All right, bye-bye.